Hi, and welcome back to the garden. Today is Saturday, August 7th. You know, on Saturdays we do a quick review, then we go to you. If you're new to my channel, Saturdays are dedicated to you and what's going on in your garden. Come on with me, let's take a quick review, and then we're going to go to you and see what's happening at your house.
One of the benefits of our cut and drop, deep mulch, no-till garden is we get a lot of volunteers. We had a turmeric come up, but then we also had a vine show up.
And it's going to be a cantaloupe.
And a couple more random turmeric. Who would have thought a turmeric would have made it through the Oklahoma winter? We went ahead and planted some turmeric over in the watermelon area. That watermelon's now big enough it's not hiding very well. I'm very excited to see what our first watermelon will hold. You can't hold them back. Right up through the trellis and on the new mulch pile. I wonder if we're going to have a watermelon right there. One of the other things we're following is the straw bales. We got basil coming out of the end, which is doing okay. Been pretty hot, so the lettuce on top, it's doing okay for the temperature. We do have some carrots that seemed like they're doing all right. Where we germinated lettuce and onions in our original cold frame during the cold spell back in February, they've produced and reseeded, and now we have more arugula coming up.
One of the main things that we've been following is the sweet potatoes. Right here in the corner, we planted that very first vine that we had rooted off of that giant sweet potato. Then when I was mulching the other day, some of the runners had come out, so I dumped an entire wheelbarrow full of grass right on top of it. Look how fast these things grow out through. I guarantee it's rooting underneath here. We're going to have sweet potatoes in this area off of that first vine. Now these are a member of the morning glory family, and the flowers are going to look like morning glories. Our second vine is right in this area, more like back here, and it's vined out already. If you remember, we planted that third one over here in the wood chips and it lost all of its leaves. It's coming back with a vengeance. This palm tree looking deal is actually a beet that we've taken seeds off of. We have a few more beets. These are what we overwintered in the cold frame last year. Obviously it doesn't look like this one's going to continue to produce, so I guess I'll take it to the house. It's probably going to be tough. It's been in all winter long, but we're going to see if we can get some more seeds off of that one. And as you see, I planted those sweet potatoes along a line over in there. They've already come into where these bales were. Pretty quick, they're going to be all the way up to the tomatoes.
The thing about the sweet potatoes, once they get going, they really go. And they will go until it frosts. Now, if you also remember when I staked up the peppers the other day, I put another wheelbarrow full of grass, said we're not going to have any sweet potato slips past here.
And that was just a few days ago. We've already trimmed it back and it's still coming. So I guarantee you we're going to have a bunch of sweet potatoes in this area, and the main plants were planted right back in there. What you can do when you cut these back is just take the ends of the vines and stick them back in the dirt, and they'll go ahead and they'll make a new plant and you get sweet potatoes off of that. But at some point you do run out of room. This is the same cantaloupe we've been watching. It's still got its top leaf and it's still connected, and it's still pretty green.
That shows you just how long a cantaloupe will stay connected on a trellis without pulling free.
While I take a look at what's going on with the three sisters, let's take a look at what's going on in your garden.
Gunnar wanted to update us on Gina's keyhole raised bed garden that he helped build this year. Success! Hey Gunnar, keep us posted. Gina, this is great. Larry didn't want us to worry. His harvest is still coming in the bucketfuls. Thanks, Larry. Jim, it looks like your container garden is just erupting with growth. It looks like it's producing well. This is fantastic. Thank you, and keep the updates coming. Leon also had a successful short walkabout this morning. Picked a couple things. Leon, those varieties look very tasty. Thank you. Bear wanted to show you what you can do with just a couple buckets when you run short of time and space. Thank you, Bear. These look great. I understand your Bearnados taste really good.
Well, you don't know until you try. And speaking of trying, let's take a look at a few more of these. Aren't they awesome?
Leave a comment below and welcome our 2 newest members to this community. Nancy and Will wanted to share their garden from inception to today. With a little pre-planting, you can transform a small area into a thriving garden. A garden that can attract pollinators, still produce a bountiful harvest, and keep the pests away. And if you add a couple bird baths, the squirrels and the birds can still enjoy your garden without pecking your tomatoes. Your ingenuity and creativity has given us all a lot of good ideas. We really like that caged fence you have. Keep the bigger critters out. Thank you for your inspiration and welcome to this community. Let us know how your harvest goes, and your surrounding flowers are just beautiful. Leave it to Kelsey and Tucker to have to show Gene where the cantaloupe were. Now the watermelons, a little easier to find, but they're not quite ready to come in. Look what Scott found this morning, a double. And with the lotus, that's kind of rare. There's some bees out there working also. As always, these are gorgeous. Art has recycled some old tie-down straps as part of his trellis system. He also added a couple of my hot peppers to his strawberry jelly. I think what he said was, "They're hot." Leave a comment down below if you want to see me taste test this on a future episode. You know how well I like hot. Caracal and Watts also ran a little short of time this year, but managed to get a few containers planted. Nature also provided a bit of color. I recognize those sweet potatoes. Kara, let us know how the harvest goes. This is absolutely beautiful. Thank you. And the purple ochre is just now starting to really take off.
Yes, our tomato tunnel is starting to shrink down, or the plants are starting to get really big. Cherokee tomato, vine ripe. You can do this too. It's amazing how well they can hide in amongst the leaves. I'm looking up here and I can see beans galore. I'm going to be out here tonight picking. We're still making salsa. We just put up a whole bunch of relish and bread and butter pickles. We'll be bringing in more pickles this evening. You can truly do this. Saturdays are dedicated from our friends and neighbors to show you just exactly what you can do in the garden. Whether it's just one container on your windowsill, whether it's buckets, a raised bed, a traditional garden, we all have one thing in common: we get our hands dirty. Leave a comment down below and let these folks know you appreciate them sharing. It's still going to be a little while before we can harvest our purple potatoes. I hope you join us for that. And if you'd like to become part of this community, email me at waylandsmalley5@gmail.com. The address is in the description box below. And until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you.
Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.